done right. And earlier today, the White House held their annual Easter egg roll, and the president has this to say in front of the White House. Watch.
Do you remember the bunny with Joe Biden? Remember? Do you remember when the bunny took Joe Biden out? He's not taking Trump out. Anyway, that was a beautiful moment when the bunny saved Joe Biden.
So funny. And later, President Trump made it clear that Christianity is back in America. God bless. Take a look.
Easter is special, and it's one of our favorite days. It's one of our favorite periods of time. We're honoring Jesus Christ, and we're going to honor Jesus Christ very powerfully throughout our lives, all throughout our lives, not just now, all throughout our lives. We're bringing religion back in America. We're bringing a lot of things back, but religion is coming back to America. That's why you see the kind of numbers that you're seeing, the spirit and the kind of numbers that you're seeing.
And earlier, President Trump ordered flags to be flown at half-staff in memory of His Holiness, Pope Francis. And at the center of everything President Trump is doing is an agenda to unleash the great American comeback. Here's White House Trade Representative Jameson Greer laying it all out. Watch.
Some of the hysteria we're hearing is focused on people who are looking at short-term quarterly earnings and who fundamentally disagree, like Secretary Yellen, with the prospect that we should be reshoring manufacturing. President Trump is focused on setting the table for the next great American century. And so certainly there are adjustments, and those companies and industries that have not done enough to reshore over the past 8 years, they're going to face some adjustment. But those companies that have a large American footprint, that aren't totally invested in Asia, they're actually poised to do very well in the future, including with their investment decisions.
But Democrats, they'd rather be in El Salvador, picking up their party's mantle of prioritizing a deported illegal immigrant MS-13 gang member over the Americans that they actually represent. And joining me now, author of From Mar-a-Lago to Mars, President Trump's Great American Comeback, the one and only Nick Adams. Wow, what a great pleasure to have you back on the program. And I hope that you and all your family and loved ones had a beautiful and blessed Easter.
The pleasure is all mine, Kimberly. Thank you very much for having me. It's a delight to be with you and all of your listeners and viewers. Christos Anesti, which I know has got even more meaning for you now.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, to all my Greeks out there. God bless. Wonderful. And let's talk about President Trump. This has been very interesting. And there's the cover of your book. God bless and congratulations on all the success. Well deserved and a great book. A lot of hard work and effort put into it. It's quite intelligent and witty. And it captures the reader's mind. And you just go, okay, I want to read to the next chapter. And you know better than anyone, you're covering everything in the press 24/7 like me. President Trump, he's positioning himself as one of the few presidents who is a major disruptor of the status quo. What stands out to you at this point in American political history?
It's his courage, Kimberly. I mean, there are so many wonderful adjectives you could use to describe President Trump. I happen to think he is the greatest president that we've ever had. We had General Washington at the start of our nation. We had President Lincoln at the rebirth, and now we've got President Trump at the rejuvenation of our country. But he is such a profile in courage when you think about how much he has sacrificed, how much he has had to endure, the amount of adversity on a level, Kimberly, that nobody else has ever gone through. And yet throughout it all, he has never, ever stopped standing up and fighting for everyday, regular, ordinary American men and women who have been ignored and abandoned by America's political elite. And the relentlessness, the determination, the resilience, and the courage that he employs every single day to every area of his presidency is something that is just totally, you can't even quantify it. It is just, he's the type of leader who comes along once every 100 years, once every couple of hundred years. We are so blessed to be living in this new golden age. And that's why I wrote the book. from Mar-a-Lago to Mars, because this comeback that we witnessed last year, Kimberly, it was something else.
Stunning. Stunning. Nothing short of like remarkable and historic in every way. Let's talk about how President Trump's reimagining and remaking the U.S. and the world economy. What's transpiring right now in real time?
Look, President Trump is trying to make sure that the American people are put first. He's trying to make sure that America and Americans are not going to keep getting ripped off like we have been unashamedly and unabashedly by just about every single other country
True.
on the planet. President Trump is a man of great resilience. He is someone that wants to stop this from happening. He realizes how hard it is to be a change agent. He realizes that there might be a little bit of temporary pain until the imbalance is restored. But
True.
he knows that it's what is needed for the country. It's what's needed for the future of the nation. And if America is going to continue to be the greatest country in the history of the world, then it needs to take this kind of action now in order to be able to enjoy the future.
You're absolutely right. It's a little bit of tough love, a little bit of perseverance and pushing through right now. He has a stomach for it. He wants to make sure that we see it through to the other end. That is a fact. We've seen him do it time and time again, but it's been very evident in this first, 100 days of this current administration that he's at the helm at. Let's talk about the role of deal making. What role does it have in all of this?
Well, it's everything, isn't it? It was very interesting to see President Trump, Kimberly, last week in the Oval Office being asked a question. And he said, look, some people that were the president here before didn't know business. Some of them didn't like business.
True.
But I'm somebody that loves business, knows business, and negotiating and deal making are what I do
He
best.
lives for it.
We're talking about the man that wrote The Art of the Deal. And that was almost 40 years ago. And so deal making is everything. It takes the best leaders, their political nous, their business acumen, their ability to read people, to identify weakness, to capitalize, to know somebody's threshold. These are all the hallmarks of the greatest military and political and business leaders in world history. And President Trump, Kimberly, is right up there with all of them. This is a man that can sum somebody up within minutes, sometimes even less than that, from just meeting them. This is a man that understands the need for everybody to feel good when it comes to a big decision. He wants parties to walk away, all of them feeling like they got something out of it. And that is such a unique and special thing. And that's why he's going to go down as the greatest president we've ever had.
I believe so. Nick, you're an Australian. What's your personal journey? I'm very curious, into conservative politics.
Well, one minor correction. I am now an American. You're quite right. I was born and raised in Australia, but I was a legal immigrant and now a naturalized US citizen. The first
That's the way we like it.
Thank you. The first presidential
Congratulations. God bless. We're very happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. The first presidential election I voted in actually was last year.
Wow.
I became a citizen in 2021. But I was a presidential appointee before that. President Trump put me on the board of the Wilson Center within the Smithsonian in 2020. He endorsed 3 of my books on social media during his first term in the Oval Office. I've got 3.5 million followers on social media, Kimberly. I've been very blessed to go on and live the American dream. And I came as somebody that was looking, I always like to joke that I was an American trapped inside an Australian body. And I was entrepreneurial. I wanted to color outside of the lines. I wanted to blaze a trail, not leave a legacy. Sure. I like to take risks. I wanted to be bold. I wanted to, if I did succeed, I didn't want to be punished for that success. And the only
Fair
country,
enough.
the only culture in the world where any of that can happen is America.
Yeah.
And so I told my mother and father, I want to come and live in America. I want to become an American. And I came over on a speaking tour here in 2009 when I was 24 years old. And like I say, I've been very blessed through hard work and God's hand for incredible things to happen. I'm actually of Greek background. So my paternal grandparents were immigrants to Australia from Greece. And now I guess I am a Greek Australian American.
I love this. I call myself a Greek Rican, a
There you
Greek
go.
Puerto Rican, also some Irish in there as well. But that's fantastic. Reason 1 million why I love you. Amazing.
Thank you.
So this has been quite a journey for you. And it's actually pretty cool because, I know that some of your direct experiences, as you say, he endorsed like all your books, President Trump, stand out, and they've influenced sort of in a good way, your viewpoint, your books, your work, etc. Talk a little bit more about that.
Sure. Look, Kimberly, and I write about it in this new book, From Mar-a-Lago to Mars. I supported President Trump from the 16th of June, 2015, when he came down the
Exactly.
escalator. And, I actually had interactions previously with about 6 or 7 of the 17 candidates that were vying for the Republican nomination in late 2015, early 2016. Dr. Ben Carson had blurred one of my books.
Yes.
Then you had Governor Perry, who had appointed me an honorary Texan. I knew Senator Ted Cruz. But I knew instinctively that Donald Trump was the only person that was right for the job. He was the only person I thought that could affect, Kimberly, real change, because America needed a sledgehammer. And
He is
no
that.
one else was going to serve as that sledgehammer. And so I supported him. I got on television early, and I was supporting him, and that's how I first came across his eyes. That's how he became aware of me. And that really started a fabulous relationship, which culminated in my first ever visit to the Oval Office. I'd been to the White House a few times in the first term, but the first time ever for a one-on-one back last month in March. So that was a very, very, very special moment.
Yeah, it's quite magical when that happens. You think about it, you imagine it, and then it occurs, and you're like, whoa, I'm right here, right now. I want to talk to you about the new golden age for America. When you think about that, what stands out to you?
Look, I think that when you think about the golden age, what that kind of conjures up in your mind are the old days when there was lots of money, lots of innovation. America was the unquestioned leader. Life was good. If you worked hard, anything was possible. And I still think that a lot of that remains, but it's true that for some segments of the population over the last 30 or 40 years, because of the Democrats, because of the leftist ideology, because of DEI and wokeism and political correctness and all of the other ailments that socialism brings, and not to mention the globalist agenda and the uniparty and everything else, you do have very important segments of the American population, like the great American middle class, that have not been looked after. And I think a golden age is going to look after those very people. We want to make sure we're the leaders in manufacturing, in innovation, in everything. We want to be the first to
Yes.
conquer Mars. And that's fulfilling the ultimate
Yeah.
manifest destiny for the United States.
Well, let's talk about what lessons, can be learned from the book and President Trump's story about how to triumph. And this is I think something to me personally that's very interesting, triumphing over adversity, no matter what, curveballs life may throw you.
Yes, and there is no better exemplar of that than Donald Trump. I mean, we're talking someone, Kimberly, and I don't need to tell you, but we're talking about someone, I mean, indicted, sued, arrested, convicted, deplatformed, censored. They tried to kill him twice.
Twice.
And that's just what we know about. I mean, it has been nonstop. And throughout it all, I mean, this is what makes him so remarkable. He has never compromised 1 inch.
He hasn't.
He's never gone back on
He's held the
anything.
line.
Yeah, he's never expressed regret. All he ever did, he kept dreaming big, he kept true to himself, and he kept believing in the power of positive thinking and triumph. And we can apply those lessons. That's why I wrote this book, From Mar-a-Lago to Mars, because there is Donald Trump in all of us. And the virtues and principles.
That's why he got the
that
votes, you know, because everyone sees a little bit of themselves or aspirationally
Yes.
who they want to be in his character and his mandate.
I think that's part of his appeal, Kimberly.
I agree.
That's that strength that so many Americans feel attracted to. And they say, you know what, I want that kind of strength in my leader. I want someone who gets shot and jumps up and says, fight, fight, fight. You know, give
insane.
me liberty, give
You
me
can't
death.
make this up.
Yeah, it's epically American. And so I think that Donald Trump, the virtues and stuff that he showed us, the principles, his art of war that he showed us from the darkest days there in
Yeah.
Mar-a-Lago, January, February, March of 2021, to come back to the White House. We can apply that in our own lives if we're running a family, if we're raising children, if we're starting a business, growing a
Yeah.
business. We can take those same principles, those same Donald Trump resilience principles, and make ourselves better than we've ever made them. Make
It's so
ourselves
true. I believe it. Nick, I believe it. You've done it in your life. I've done it in my life. President Trump is a living, breathing example of this, of that resilience, of that courage. You know, he's indefatigable. He's just like very inspirational in so many ways. And, you know, he's continuing to do it. The first 100 days, I'd say, are pretty spectacular. Anything you're looking forward to or you'd like to see coming forward, you know, in the next 100 days?
Look, every day is like waking up Christmas morning, Kimberly, since the 20th of January. It's just been a thing of majestic beauty.
So
Particularly
true.
when you contrast it to the previous 4 years. It's just delightful. But look, I'm looking forward to him winning the trade war against China. I'm looking forward to him coming up with the solution for Russia and Ukraine. I'm looking forward to Americans getting richer and stronger and safer and more prosperous. I want him to deport every illegal immigrant that's here. I want him to deport every dangerous person that is illegally here. I just want to see everything that he's doing and even more.
I really do too. And if you know the measure of the man, he's 100% in it for the right reasons. And he felt compelled to do it and put himself up again, you know, to try to save this country, because you can't stand by if you really love the country and just see this happen. That's why you have to answer the call to serve, like I have, like he has. And I'm just looking forward to the rest of what he can do. And I hope we put things in place so they actually, you know, withstand and are resilient for the rest of, you know, time going forward, because we don't want to undo the magic and the great work that President Trump has been doing.
Absolutely not, Kimberly. He's off to an amazing start. I mean, I thought the first term was pretty good, but I tell you what, so far this second one is just insanely good. I am loving it. I know all Americans across the country that are objective are loving it. It's a great thing to see.
So good.
And this is a man that we all owe a tremendous debt of gratitude.
Yeah, we do. Honestly, I really feel that way very strongly. I appreciate you saying that, because I know personally, as you can imagine, how he has sacrificed, what he's gone through. It's unbelievable. Some days I'm here and I can't even, I'm like trying to do the news, cover everything. And I just want to cry, you know, when he was being persecuted with the lawfare and the weaponization of the legal system, justice system. It's unconscionable. And some days it's tough to take. But you have strength in someone who is our commander in chief, and he takes it every day in stride and pushes forward. So that gives the rest of us, the strength. Nick, everyone wants to know where to go, follow you, buy your books, all of the above. Take it away.
Okay, so you can go onto Amazon right now and order From Mar-a-Lago to Mars, President Trump's Great American Comeback. You can follow me on Instagram at NickA1. You can follow me on X at Nick Adams in USA, and Facebook, Nick Adams in America.
Perfect. Thank you so much, my friend, for being on the show. You're a rock star.
Thank you, Kimberly.
And a great American of Aussie descent. There you go.
Thank you, Kimberly. It's been
all
a
right,
pleasure.
be well. Also, be sure to check out the 1775 Coffee Company. We talk about it all the time. Don't compromise on taste, quality, or your values. And 1775 Coffee is brewed to perfection, crafted with precision, and built on patriotism. The farm to cup process means there is quality, authenticity, and sustainability from start to finish. All the beans are ethically and exclusively single sourced, so why not? Try 1775 Coffee today. Go to 1775coffee.com/KG and you too can get 15% off your first order. Also remember, free speech is under attack and Rumble refuses to back down. We have always believed in empowering independent voices, and now Rumble is taking it to the next level. We're excited to offer Rumble Premium, a completely ad-free experience with exclusive benefits for viewers and creators. And it's more than a subscription. It is a stand for free speech. Your voice matters. So why not join Rumble Premium today? For a limited time, you can get $10 off an annual plan using promo code KG10. So just visit rumble.com/premium/KG10 and you can claim your discount today. Again, that's rumble.com/premium/KG10. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please be sure to download the Rumble app, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, like and share, and tell all your friends so they know exactly where to find us. And please also be sure to follow me across all platforms: X, Truth Social, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Stay tuned to Rumble for all the very latest breaking news coverage. And please don't miss Don Jr.'s big show tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm really looking forward to talking to all of you again very soon. Hope you had a fabulous Easter.